Welcome to the first webinar in our series of webinars. We will be doing 6 to 7 webinars where we'll be helping you prepare for GRE. We'll give you information necessary to apply. We'll also help you improve your profile. We'll also discuss about SOPs, LORs, all these in detail. Of course, not everything in one webinar today. Today we'll just start off with the different types of courses available, the things that you need to know about the US education system, and we'll close off with some of the requirements for applying abroad, and then we'll see you again after a couple of weeks. So we'll be having this series of webinar throughout this entire season to help you, to till the time you apply for your universities. So it's very important for us to understand the US education system. It's very different from the master's or PhD education system in India. The course options, right? So in India, when you choose to do your MTech or MS, so you have to be very specific about what you want to do. In the US or Canada or anywhere, when you decide to do your masters, so let's say that you want to specialize in artificial intelligence in computer science. So when you apply for a master's degree, it will be called MS computer science. It will not be called MS in artificial intelligence. So the subject that you want to specialize in, that will be within the broad subject, right? So the course options are the broader fields. As a result, let's say that in the you want to do something like let's say computer networks as a specialization. Right now probably you want to do that, but because you'll be applying for a broader field of ECE, you can actually change your mind. While doing your masters, you can actually end up specializing in something else. The first few months, the first semesters are anyway where you do a regular kind of mandatory type of courses. So when you pick up your major, so that happens after the first semester. So you can change your mind also. So within a branch, you can actually switch from one type of major to another. There is a lot of flexibility. So lot of flexibility in the sense that in types of courses, obviously, also in the form of duration. In India, if you do your MTech degree or a MSc or MCom degree, it is fixed. The duration is fixed 2 years. But in the US, it is flexible. So if you are done with the required courses, you will be required to do about 30 credit hours or 30 to 36 credit hours to achieve a master's degree. So if you are able to do it in 1 year or 1.5 years, you get your master's. Lot of people, what they do is that they do an internship or they take up projects and they finish the masters in 2 years. During the time of recession, a lot of master's students actually extend their graduation. So instead of finishing their master's degree in the middle of a recession, what they do is that they keep on taking courses, they keep on doing projects, and they finish the masters in 3 years or 4 years, when the market is good for jobs. So whenever it is a recession happening, it's a huge advantage for people studying in the US, because you can delay your graduation. Instead of completing your degree in the middle of a recession and then waiting for a job, instead of that you can remain a student, keep on doing projects with different companies, and then finish your master's degree, that is graduate only when you want to. So that kind of flexibility is there. You can finish your degree earlier, within 1.5 years also you can finish your degree, or you can extend it depending on the type of situation that you are currently in, right? Everybody okay till here? Any questions? Yes, Akshay, the same flexibility applies for Canada also. So US and Canada, they have a different type of education system, that is the North American education system, which is very different from the rest of the world. So whatever applies to US also applies to Canada. Biotech also, yes. I mean, if you are all these apply to all kinds of majors. Palash, actually we'll be talking mainly about US and Canada, because that's where the GRE exam is required. In the UK, it's not a requirement. So our discussions will mainly be related to the countries where GRE is required as one of the entrance tests. Okay, Shashank, if your question is which is better, US or Canada, see, Canada, there are just about 5 to 6 good colleges, like your University of Toronto, McGill. So there are just about 5 to 6 good colleges, whereas in the US the options are huge. So if you are able to get in the top 4-5 Canadian colleges, then it's as good as getting into US college. But but it's a huge risk, so people targeting Canada, it also helps if you apply to some US colleges as well. Then you decide, after getting the admission offers, then you decide which college is better. Yes, Palash, LSE requires, if you are doing an economics kind of program, or financial economics, or even like MSc management kind of programs in LSE, Oxford, so those kind of top colleges, yes, they will require a GRE. So another interesting thing about about the master's programs there is that you can do internships and they count as courses, right? So sometimes you can do an internship or a live project with a company and it will count as a course. So it's not that you have to take out time other than from your curriculum. Moreover, it is always helpful for international students like you guys. For it is always helpful to do internships, because if you perform well in the internship, then the company with which you are interning, that company might give you a job offer. So as far as possible, try to get internships. In fact, another interesting thing there is that these internships, internships or projects, you can start looking for them right from the first semester, and in fact you should be doing that. Try to get at least a couple of company projects or internships under your belt. Thesis option. So this is actually in the whether you go for US or UK or Canada. So this you will get an option of going for a thesis masters or a non-thesis masters. In the UK, it's called research masters or taught masters. So always go for the thesis option, or in the UK, always go for the research option. It is considered to be of a higher level. It is considered to be a better degree than a non-thesis degree. So go for a thesis option. It improves your employability. Plus, while doing the thesis, your chances of getting projects with companies actually increase. Your thesis will be on projects that you do. So professors, while choosing students for different projects, different company projects, they give preference to students who are going for the thesis option, right? So in US or in Canada, if you have the option of doing a thesis masters or a non-thesis masters, always choose the thesis masters. In UK, if you have the option of doing a research masters or a taught masters, always go for the research masters option. Okay, Ashish has a question, which is better, UCLA or UC Berkeley for MS Computer Science? Ashish, is very specific questions related to universities. UC Berkeley is considered to be better. It is higher rank, but also depends on what kind of masters, within computer science, what you want to do. The number one college for computer science related programs is Carnegie Mellon, So Harman, your question is, in Australia there is coursework masters and research masters. Yeah, same thing, taught masters, coursework masters. So in Australia, then go for the research masters, right? But Harman, right, that in Australia you don't have to take GRE at all. So if you are targeting Australia, then you don't need to take GRE. Okay, what Kasif, your question is, what about PhD? So in PhD, the dissertation is mandatory. It is mandatory. You have to do in fact, the entire PhD is about a dissertation. And those of you who want to actually do a PhD, so after the first year of your masters itself, you can take a decision. You can approach your advisor and tell him that you want to move towards a PhD. So after the first year of masters itself, actually, you can move on to a PhD degree. and that helps because PhD degrees are fully funded. So you get 100% scholarship or 100% funding if you want to do a PhD degree, and you can move on to a PhD degree after the first year of your masters if you are doing a thesis masters, that is. Okay. Ashish, GRE scores are valid for 5 years, and I think in second year and third year are better times to do your GRE. Probably not first year. First year, a lot of students, they have difficulty coping with the course curriculum, engineering curriculum. So maybe first year you should not, but second year is a good time to do your GRE preparation, have it out of the way. Then third year onwards, you choose your industrial trainings and projects in such a way that your profile starts getting built, right? And finally again you are going to be busy with a lot of things. So second year and third year beginning, those are the those are better or preferred times to prepare for your GRE. I would not advise first year. First year, I'm not sure how well you would be able to cope with your engineering curriculum. Palash, we are not doing GRE preparation in this webinar. We'll do that. So when we do have a webinar that is scheduled for GRE preparation, so we'll take up questions regarding that on during that webinar. Okay, so Kasif, your question is, you have completed your MTech from wireless mobile communication and want to pursue PhD. Okay, so it's simple enough. You already know what you want to do. So for the first step is to do the GRE, then start networking with professors, start looking for courses specifically where that deal with wireless mobile communication. It will come under ECE, so look under the ECE departments, find professors who work in this technology, and then you apply to the university. There is the application process for MS and PhD are not different in the US, right? So the same application form works. It's called the graduate application form. So whether you are applying for MS or PhD, the process is exactly the same. You don't have to submit a research proposal or anything in the US. In some Canadian colleges and in UK or any other country, you might be asked to submit a research proposal if you want to apply for PhD, but in US it's not the case. So so if you have a research proposal ready, then you might want to apply to other countries as well. But in terms of funding and scholarships, US gives the maximum amount for PhD research. Yes, actually your question is, you are in the last year of BTech, can I enroll directly for PhD? Yes, you can. So basically people, in the US and Canada, you can apply directly for a PhD right after your bachelor's degree. You don't have to do an intermediary master's degree. So if you are a good student, if your academics are good, if you are in the top 5% of your batch, let's say, and if you have some papers or presentations, any publication, if you have a strong research background, or if you have done a lot of projects, etc., then you can apply directly for a PhD degree. But understand, it's difficult to get admission directly to PhD unless you have a strong academic record and a good set of projects. So not just anybody can apply. To be able to get admission, you will need to have a strong academic background and good research projects. So does it answer your question, Achal? So Priya, your question is, I am a student of instrumentation engineering and very confused about the departments in which I can apply. So it would come under electrical engineering. So in fact in the US there is no department called instrumentation engineering or electronics engineering. All of these come under the broad field of electrical engineering, right? So go look for your programs in electrical engineering, or actually electrical engineering would be the best fit for you, Priya. Kashif, your question is, research proposal about what we have done in masters or a new one? Kashif, a research proposal is what you want to do in your PhD, not about what you have done. But a research proposal is not required if you are applying for PhD programs in US and Canada. It is required only in other countries. like Singapore or UK or Australia, all those countries it's required. Alright. Okay, just one thing I would like to touch upon, that eligibility criteria for some majors. So if you want to do a master's program, let's say in computer engineering, and you have done your bachelor's in electronics or computer science, computer engineering, so you can do that. You can easily make that shift. If you have done your mechanical engineering bachelor's degree and you want to now do electrical, that is also possible. But shifting to computer science, so if you want to do an MS in computer science and your bachelor's degree is not in computer science, it becomes extremely difficult to get admission in good colleges, because the maximum competition is for computer science. So all other majors, like if you have done a civil engineering bachelor's degree and now you want to do environmental engineering, or all of that is possible, but shifting to computer science is extremely difficult. So if you don't have a computer science bachelor's degree, and so even if you have very high GRE scores, still you may not get admission in the top 30-40 colleges for computer science. Okay, Herman, your question is, does GRE still need a lot of vocabulary? Well, earlier, that is before 2011, GRE needed a lot of vocabulary, but currently the focus is not just on the vocabulary, it is more on understanding the context of the words. In fact, the words are quite simple. We do have a webinar for GRE, specifically for GRE preparation and all of that, so we'll cover a lot of we'll actually solve quite a few questions, cover a lot of these questions in that webinar. So look out for our next next webinar. Okay, Kashif, the PhD degree, it can be anything between 3 to 6 years. Ultimately it depends on you. How soon can you complete the research on your PhD project? Totally you. Minimum 3 years, maximum it goes up to 6 years also. So there's some interesting master's programs. I'm not sure whether you guys are aware of those or not. They are not offered in India, but anybody can go for these majors. So the first is the MS Computational Finance course in the colleges like Carnegie Mellon, Purdue. So anybody with an engineering background or even maths background or economics background, so they can apply for this degree. It's a highly employable degree. You get jobs in Wall Street as financial analyst, etc. You make programs basically related to the finance industry. Very interesting master's degree, that those of you who do not want to continue in the same field, so those of you who don't want to continue in the same bachelor's degree that you have done, same major in which you have done your bachelor's degrees, and then these are some of the interesting options that you should consider or you can consider. Second is the MS Financial Engineering program. It is offered by quite a few colleges like UC, Berkeley, Columbia, Nanyang is in Singapore. Again, this is a combination of finance and engineering. Anybody with experience with programming background or any engineering background for that. Actually, somebody with mechanical engineering background, civil engineering background, if you have done 1 or 2 programming courses, you can apply for this program. And people from non-engineering backgrounds also who have now finance background, like if you have done a bachelor's degree in finance or BCom with finance and accounting, you can apply for this degree. So jobs are quite interesting. You get picked up by even consulting companies, for as financial financial consultants, or not top level consultants, but first level research analysts in the financial consulting sector, right? Then MS in engineering management, they are also called MEM degrees. They are offered in quite a few colleges like Duke, Columbia, Cornell, etc. After doing this degree, so this degree, anybody with any engineering background can apply for this program, right? And the type of jobs that you get are like the first level or the first level management jobs in different industries, especially manufacturing industries. So if in future you ever want to do an MBA, then this kind of work experience that you will have after doing an MEM degree, it improves your profile a lot. So anybody who wants to get into the management sector now, anybody who no longer wants to continue in the engineering field, so this is a great degree, again a highly employable degree. The jobs are, I mean, actually almost everybody gets placed almost immediately. Great jobs. MIS degree, that is Management Information Systems, MIS degree. So mostly people with computer science or CSE, people who have done courses in databases and programming, so it helps. So you can it is again another it deals with the practical applications of computer science information. It is offered by quite a few colleges such as Carnegie Mellon, Michigan, Ann Arbor, Texas A&M, etc. You can consider this. Anybody with bachelor's degree in computer science, IT, those kind of programs, they usually apply. MS in business analytics. Now this is a comparatively new major. So so people with computer science or any kind of background, any kind of engineering background with some work experience. So MS in business analytics is not usually for freshers, but if you have 1 or 2 years of work experience, then the analytics industry is the fastest growing industry in the world, right? So there are a lot of analytics industries coming up, and this is more about business analytics, finance analytics, and you might have heard about big data analysis. So all of that is covered under this, right? So this is another interesting degree that you might want to go to. It's a very challenging industry. Analytics industry is a very challenging industry. And so Chirag, somebody like you who have done computer science education, who has been working in company like Cognizant, you might actually consider doing a business analytics degree. Cognizant also has a business analytics division, you might know about it, right? So a lot of people like you actually go for this major. MS Integrated Marketing Communications in IMC, it's called IMC. It's offered again under quite a few colleges, such as Northwestern University, University of Southern California. So people with any background for that matter, you can be an engineer, you can be a science major, you can be an arts major. People with any kind of bachelor's degree can apply for this. Just check out the programs, check out the curriculum. It's a very interesting program. This is a comparatively new major, MS in Game Design, Development, Programming. So this is where they teach you about mobile app development, or and as you all know, all of you use mobile phones, so so this is a very hot and happening field. It is offered in colleges such as University of Southern California, RIT, etc. So people with any kind of programming background, you can have a computer science degree, that is good, but if you have done any kind of programming languages as a part of your degrees, or even if you have not done any programming as a part of your bachelor's degree, but you have done some diploma related to programming or animation, you are eligible to apply for this degree, right? Then there is this degree called MS in Operations Research, a very highly sought after degree by consulting companies such as KPMG, Bain, etc., BCG. So they pick up or they hire a lot of operations research MS graduates, offered in quite a few colleges such as Cornell, Columbia, and actually it's quite popular now. So if you want to again not stay in the engineering field and want to now diversify, then operations research is an interesting option. Okay, any questions related to these programs? So Akshay, your question is, I am an ECE student and I found a course in electronics and environmental engineering. Is it suggested to go for it? Yes, of course. Just if you are interested in it, you should. Look at the college though. I mean, the college has to be a good one. It can, if it is offered by a random university, then you should not, you know. If it's offered by a top 100 university, you should definitely consider it. Ashish, your question is, I'm more interested into mobile development and user interface development. MS game design would be better, or MS computer science. Okay, Ashish, I would advise you to look at the curriculum. I mean, you are the technical person, you would know. So go through the University of Southern California or RIT, look at what their curriculum, and look at a computer science curriculum, and then decide which one you are more interested in. You know, I will not be able to specifically tell you, but from what I understand, I think game design may be more suitable, but you will have to go and check out the specs, you know, specifications on your own. Right, Ashish? Does that help you? Okay, Palash, your question is, can you tell a bit about MS in economics, how hard it is to get through? Okay, Palash, MSc Economics, I think you are targeting MSc Economics in the top UK colleges. It's extremely difficult to get through. You will need a 325 plus in your in your GRE, and apply by October latest. You know, the seats get filled very soon, right? So fill out the application as soon as the online application is available. Even though the deadline may be December, January, whatever, the seats get filled, right? So also you have to write a very good SOP, you know, and your letters of recommendations have to be strong. If you have done any kind of paper presentation or any kind of publication related to economics, that will be helpful. Okay, does that help, Palash? So actually your question is, for biotech, what are the programs? Can I enroll in one of these programs you discussed? Actually, if you have a 4-year biotech engineering degree, you know, if you have a BTech biotech, you know, so then you can apply for these programs. Yes, you can. And for biotech, quite a few of the people who have done a bachelor's in biotech, for masters they choose programs such as MS in bioinformatics. So MS in bioinformatics is actually you know, one of the best programs under biotech. You can also apply for MS in bioengineering now. You know, instead of a pure biotech degree, you can apply for an MS in bioengineering. You can apply for MS biomedical engineering. So these are some of the programs that you can target with a bachelor's in biotech. I mean, I'm assuming that you have a BTech in biotech, right? So Achal, do you have a BTech in biotech or BE in biotech? So all of these are fine for an engineering degree in biotech. Okay, any more questions, anybody? Okay, so Achal, so then there are a lot of options. You can look for MS bioengineering. Check out, you know, go to Google, check out couple of universities curriculum for bioengineering. You can look for MS in biomedical engineering, MS in bioinformatics, and all of these, of course, you know. Shashank, your question is, with CSE background and a good GRE score, what else do I need to get through? Okay, Shashank, so just wait for the next segment. There I will talk about the admission requirements, and not just you, you know, everybody, the admission criteria, you know, the admission actually criteria is the same. The cutoffs will may be different, but otherwise the requirements are same for everybody. This is what do universities look at, or to say that, you know, what are the admissions criteria. First thing is GRE, you know. You will also need a language test, TOEFL or IELTS. So people who are targeting only UK, so in UK TOEFL is not accepted, so in UK you will need an IELTS. Rest everybody you can go with TOEFL. So both of these exams are important. Just keep an eye out on the university deadlines. So university deadlines usually happen around December, January-ish. But the online applications will start becoming available from middle of August. So be in a situation that, you know, you should apply to universities as soon as possible. the chances of admission as well as scholarships, they increase if you apply early. So the sooner you apply, the better are your chances for getting admission and scholarship. So plan your GRE and TOEFL exams in such a way that you have enough time to send in your applications. Right. GRE exam, as you know, it's offered 5 days a week. So you should, you can take the exam anytime you are ready. That's not a problem. TOEFL exam is a little tricky. For in every city, TOEFL is offered only about 2-3 times in a month. So you need to make sure that if the deadline of the university is January 1st, let's say, there should be a date. There should be a TOEFL date in the month of December or November, whatever, Just check that and book your exam date. TOEFL and IELTS are not usually difficult, but they do need practice, right? So first you need to prepare for the GRE exam. After you are done with the GRE, then you start TOEFL or IELTS. Don't do both these things side by side, otherwise your preparation will get derailed, right? So finish GRE first, then give about 2-3 weeks for the TOEFL or IELTS preparation, depending on which exam you need to take that exam. GRE exam score you get on the day of the exam, but TOEFL score or IELTS score, it comes 2 to 3 weeks after the exam. So plan your applications accordingly. So any questions regarding GRE and TOEFL? Okay, I'll just write down the official websites also, where you will get the necessary information. So www.gre.org is the official website for GRE, and for TOEFL, so you will find the TOEFL exam dates for your cities and everything in this website, www.toefl.org. Simple enough. Palash, not really. The deadlines as I said are December and January. So in fact quite a few students take the exam in September, October. So if you start your preparation now, you can you can give your exams by September or October, and you will have enough time to send in your applications. Rashmi, for the good UK universities, they will need GRE. Otherwise, the rest of the colleges, they are okay with IELTS as well. And for Australia, you need only IELTS. You can give TOEFL also, to either TOEFL or IELTS. Australia, New Zealand, these countries, you don't need any, you don't need GRE. Harman, the GRE exam is conducted by Prometric. So if you see, if you go to gre.org website, so you will see the exam centers in the different cities. So there are test centers in Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, in Kolkata, and most of the major cities you will find. Sahil, your question is GRE mandatory for applying in Germany? Okay, Sahil, same thing. The most of the good colleges, they need GRE in Germany, but some of them also accept the GATE score. So in Germany, as you know, there is the top universities come under the group called TU, right? The TU universities. So there are 9 universities in TU group. So these are the top universities in Germany. So they do require either GRE or GATE, depending on what you want to take. So universities view the GRE score and the academic record as one criteria. So both of these together, they give an indication to the university about whether you will be able to cope with the curriculum or not. And in academic record, they don't care about your 10th and 12th marks, right? They look for only your bachelor's degree marks. If you will be in the final year when you are applying, then the marks of your 6 semesters or 7 semesters, whatever you have completed. Those of you who have completed your bachelor's degree, then you will need to submit the marks of all the semesters, obviously, right? So academic and GRE scores, they are viewed together. So if you have a very good academic record, if you are consistently in the top 5% of your class, then you might be actually able to get admission with a lower GRE score also. Vice versa, if your academic record is not that good, you can make up for a good GRE score. And the advantage of GRE is that you can take it multiple times, right? Unlike your academic record is what it is. You cannot change it, right? You cannot go back in the past and change it. So that is one problem with your academic record. However, GRE you can take multiple times, and you can choose which score to send to the universities. Let's say that you have taken the GRE 3 times, right? So when sending the score to the university, you can choose, which score you want to send to the university. So the universities don't know, how many times you have taken the GRE, etc., etc. Because you will obviously send the highest score. You will obviously send the best score only, right? So with GRE, it's almost like a second chance. If you feel that your academic has not been that good till now, you can now make up for it by getting a high GRE score. And on the other hand, if your academic record is very, very good, you can make your profile even stronger by getting a high GRE score. So yes, GRE score is very important. Another reason why GRE score is so important is that it is the only standardized thing in your application. So whether let's say you are from India, there will be some applicants from US, there will be some applications from UK. So their academic standards will be different, right? Some universities will give marks in percentage, some universities give marks in GPA. So it's very difficult to assess or to judge, whose academic record is better. So this is definitely not a standardized criteria. Nothing else is standardized criteria. You cannot directly compare. So GRE is the only thing, in the applicant profile, which lets universities compare all the applicants. GRE is required for their own students, for domestic US students also. So everybody is taking the GRE score, and it is the kind of, we can say, parameter based on which they can compare all the applicants. So because of that, GRE score is extremely important, right? Okay, any questions? So another criteria is the work experience wherever it's required. So if you are applying to a program, let's say you are applying to a simple computer science program or electrical engineering program or mechanical engineering program, so their work experience is not mandatory. So if somebody has a lot of work experience and you don't have any work experience, so it's not that you are going to be at a disadvantage. So if work experience is not required, then people with work experience don't get a lot of extra advantage. But there are some programs, like some of the MEM programs or definitely the business analytics programs, there they want people with work experience, right? So wherever work experience is required, then obviously they will look at work experience as well. Now see, Keshav, it's a very vague question. 80%. So I don't know which university you are from. If you are 80% from Pune University, I would say, oh, that's amazing. If you are 80% from IP University or Andhra University, I would say, oh well, okay, it's about average. So it totally depends on which university. So this is exactly what I am trying to say, that the marks in isolation, they don't look at the marks in isolation, right? So they are going to look at a lot of things, like the quality of college from where you have done your bachelor's degree. What is your rank in your class? That is actually one of the most important thing. Are you in the top 5% of your university? Are you in the top 10% of your university? So that is actually much more relevant to the university than just pure marks, right? Well, Priya, everything looks fine to me. That's not the point. Point is that in your class or in your university, are you in the top 5% or 10%? If yes, then it's considered to be very, very good. If you are in between 10 to 20%, that's average, so that kind of thing. Yes, Akshay, is all relative. Very correctly put. Relative to how the other people in your class are scoring. So your rank or your rank in your university or college, that's more important. What are you in the top 5%, 10%, 20%, that is more important than the pure marks. Okay. Extracurricular activities. For masters and PhD applications, extracurricular activity is not that important. So even if you don't have any extracurricular activity, it's perfectly fine. It's not that important. Now personal documents actually means SOP and LORs, and you need 3 LORs. So and these are both these things, I mean, they are very important, right? We'll discuss little bit more about SOPs, LORs in our coming set of webinars. Priya, it is relative to your university. University means a department, like, you know, if you have computer science, let's say, so it's not like for everybody in the entire university, but computer science people in your university. Rank matters more than the grades. So Maruf, your question is, does my grades matter in my rank? So so actually your rank in the university, in your peer group, is more important than your absolute grades or marks. So in masters and PhD applications, the most important thing, absolutely most important thing, is a research work. So if your research work is good, then everything, I mean, nothing else is that important. That's how important the research work is. So we have had students who have got admission in colleges like MIT with low GRE scores because they have excellent research work profile. Now what is research work? So like research work means if you have got any papers published, if you have good projects, and how many projects. So anything related to research, you know, that is the most important part, and that is the deciding factor for scholarships. So if you want any scholarships and also, then it's very important for you to have good research work, right? Well, Akshay, Keshav, I would not actually agree with you that a good GRE score overrides everything. So the thing that overrides everything is a good research work profile. So if you have good publications, if you have good projects, then yes, it does override everything else. That is the only thing that you can say for sure. But the second thing, after that, the next thing will obviously be the GRE score, as I said, you know, because that is the only standardized thing in a person's profile. So so just, you know, go to this link, you will find the university deadlines, so that will kind of help you, you know, help you plan for your for when to take GRE, etc. So this is on our website. You will find set of deadlines, you know, not, I mean, the link says computer science, but it's not just computer science. Go to this link, you will see what I mean. So there are deadlines of some of the important or some of the most popular programs, and the other program deadlines also happen around the same time. So the top 50 colleges rankings as well as the deadlines are there. So that's a good place to start off. And if you want a one-on-one session with any of our counselors, then please you know, email us at this ID. If you have any questions, you know, you can also email us. If you have some questions specifically related to your profile, then include a CV also in your email. Okay, so so if you have any questions, I am happy to answer. If not, this is all from our end. So in our next webinar, we will be talking specifically about the GRE exam, what to do, what not to do, specifically about the, we'll talk about that. So Harman, your question is, how can we start our research work, self-research work? Okay, so the easiest thing to probably do is a literary review. So literature review is a simple thing to do, but talk to one of your professors, pick a topic that you want to do. Go to Google Scholar. Google Scholar is a good repository for tons of different kinds of research articles and published papers. Use Google Scholar to do your research, or go to your college library, wherever you can find technical journals for that matter. So if you have to do something on your own, then a literature review is a good place to start off, right? There are a lot of resources on the web. As I said, go to Google Scholar to see what a research paper looks like, right? You need to have the same kind of format, same kind of introduction, the abstract, the executive summary. So all of that needs to be in place. So check out Google Scholar, read a couple of research papers in your domain, that recently published research papers, right? Actually, your question is, I have CGPA 7 and in US they need more than 3. Actually, in US they need 3 out of 4, but that is the US education system. You do not have to convert your marks according to the US education. You cannot actually convert your marks to the US education system. Herman, Baron is very bad, by the way. So stay away from Barons. If you have to do GRE on your own, then I would strongly advise the official books. Go to the official guide, ETS official guide. There are 3 books. Yes, Akshay, ETS official guide, and ETS official guide for verbal reasoning, and ETS official guide for quantitative reasoning. There are 3 official GRE books. That is the content that comes in GRE. Okay, so you guys, we will do GRE specific webinar on 8th August. That's where we will talk about the content. We'll also talk about some specific tricks, some specific strategies. In the meantime, you are more than welcome to visit any of the Jamboree centers and attend the class. A demo class. Just you are more than welcome to do that. So if you want to know which center is closest to you, just drop an email at information@Jamboree India along with your address. Our team will email the details to you. Alright, so you guys have a good weekend. Nice talking to you. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you have any feedback, any suggestions, please feel free to email us at this ID. It's information@jamboreeindia.com, and our next webinar is on August 8th. So this is the date when we talk about the GRE exam specifically, August 8th, 12 p.m. We are recording this webinar and we'll put it up on our website soon, so you can come back and listen to it later on as well. Okay guys, bye, have a great weekend, have fun. See you on August 8th, 12 p.m. Mark it in your calendars, don't forget.